Councilwoman Erica Green. I said Lewis. I want to tear her ears up, so make sure you get her just right. Welcome to the Lotus Zone. This show is to educate, enlighten, engage the seniors and their caregivers. It's another Sunday episode, so if you're not on, call everybody. I'm calling all the senior centers to call everybody and let's come on in the room, because it's a good one today. We got Councilwoman Erica Green today from District 5. We also have Mr. Darrell Hurst. He's also running for District 5. And we have the Honorable coming in the last hour. The Honorable Sharon Weston Broome will be in here. We're going to talk everything BR, everything Baton Rouge. And we're still giving away technology. We got tablets today. Trudy, we got umbrellas today. I see the phone number. We got umbrellas today. We giving away a TV, 43-inch smart TV that you can hook your tablet to the TV and you can check me out. You can watch me. You know why? Because I'm a senior superstar. You got to watch me. I see Missy Ola Moore and clicked on. Hey, Missy Ola. Hey, how y'all doing? You look, call everybody. Tell them let's go. Now, you asked, I don't know if you know this, Councilwoman, but the seniors of East Baton Rouge Parish asked us to do a candidates series forum, because they just weren't getting the information like they used to getting it because of the pandemic. So this candidate series is sponsored by the East Baton Rouge Council on Aging, the Senior Advisory Board. They put this together to give them information on the candidates to make informed decisions at the polls and on their little ballots, because everybody had a ballot. Now, if you mailed in, you have it by now. We have invited all the candidates in the mayor's race, metropolitan council race, local judiciary to come to the Lotus Zone and engage the seniors. Each candidate will be asked a series of different questions submitted by seniors. Some of these questions were collected during lunch pickup at the various senior centers, including the Charles R. Kelly Center. I got a bunch of questions for you. Some of these questions were collected, and they will come live on the screen. You'll be able to see them, and I'm going to read them to you. And we'll also have folks calling in from the phone line, from the radio, and they'll be asking questions on Facebook, YouTube. We on Instagram. We on Twitter. The seniors, we virtual all over the place. And Jill will ask those questions. Each candidate segment will be given 15 minutes, 2 minutes to respond to each question. We prefer that each candidate refrain from making personal attacks against their opposition, because if you know what you're doing, you don't have to talk about them, talk about you. We prefer that each candidate stick to the topic when being asked. So let me welcome the incumbent, Councilwoman Erica Green. How you doing today?
I'm great. Thank you for having me.
Welcome to the Lotus Zone. Welcome to the Senior Talks. The seniors are about to ask you a bunch of questions. We appreciate you for taking your Sunday, coming out to talk to us. And so we're going to get started. We want to give you 2 minutes. Tell us all about yourself. You can tell us what you did in your last 4 years. Whatever you want to say, this is your 2 minutes to shine. Let's grind.
Thank you so much. Erica Green, City Council District 5. I am a business owner.
Okay, what kind of business?
I'm a lawyer. Been practicing for 9 years, running my own practice.
Okay.
Specializing in family law and civil. And I also do adoptions.
Okay.
I also am an executive director of a nonprofit called Imagination Leads, which focuses on literacy and culture awareness for communities of color.
Girl, how you doing all that? And you the councilwoman?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You got a lot going on.
I'm also in a number of organizations, but I'm not just in those organizations. I've held leadership capacity in those organizations.
So you're just not in it, you active.
Yes.
That's what you're saying.
Active.
Okay, you want to drop one of those? Because I know which one it is.
Well, that one is a good one. I'll say I'm a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated.
The Baton Rouge what?
Baton Rouge Delta Alumni Chapter.
Okay.
Yes.
The first house, not the second.
You better get it right.
All right. The first house and not the second. All right.
In addition to that, I'm a homegrown girl from District 5. I grew up right on Lanier Drive.
So you're from the GO?
Glen Oaks, Louisiana.
Right, from Glen Oaks.
And so because I'm
really,
from there.
Trudy, you don't know if you want to rep. You and Shan repping the O? Okay, all
right. As a longtime resident, I feel that I've connected to my district, and not only to the district, the community, the faith-based community, and the number of schools that we have there. And so my job has been quite easy, but the desire for me is to continue to work and to complete the work that I've done in the district.
All right. So we're going to hit you with the first question, which comes from the advisory board members. What are your top 3 priorities for seniors in this parish if you are reelected?
So one of my priorities is exactly what I've done the last 4 years. What I've done is expanded the Charles R. Kelly Community Center and the services that we offer there, and the resources that we provide. Some of those partnerships include council on aging, where we service over 200 seniors every day.
We more like 300, 250, 300
yes, it's
now.
a waiting
oh, my
list.
goodness.
We also have a partnership with the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank. Not only a partnership, but we have an on-site pantry that we haven't had there in years.
All right.
We also have had partnerships with ARP, and we've connected with the Longfellow Park with Breck and been able to recreate that walking path and that recreational area. And that's just something that I did, and I want to continue increasing the services and the resources that we have. We have right down the street Employ BR. That's a resource that I believe needs to be impacted a little bit more and connected to the community.
All right. So the first senior question that we have is from Ms. Joyce Dunn. The topic is crime. She attends the Charles R. Kelly Center. Her question is, how do you propose to control the violence between the citizens in the parish as well as the violence against citizens by police?
Wow.
That's a two-part question. You know, that's a good, go ahead with that.
So I would say that crime is one of those issues that we have to address the poverty issue first by trying to make sure, like I said, we're enhancing the services that we can provide to younger people, which includes workforce development, so that they have options outside of survival crimes.
Right.
On the other side of that, we have to hold each other accountable if there are crimes in our neighborhood. Lady just told me on Monticello Boulevard that the crime is increasing there, and they have a crime prevention district. They have, just like Forest Heights as well as Park Forest, they have on-site law enforcement. So what I can do is continue to help those neighborhood associations work with their law enforcement and maybe increase the traffic that they have there and the presence that they have there to deter crime. I've also been adamant about making sure that the associations have been empowered to connect. In one area, there was an issue with loitering at at a convenience store in a neighborhood, and I made sure that neighborhood could go and advocate at the Alcohol Beverage Commission. That's things that you don't hear about, but that's how you address crime. You take a hold and empower your neighborhoods, and then they advocate to stop the things that are happening.
All right.
So just active role and helping everybody
to facilitate and advocate and connect all the pieces together.
Yes,
right.
ma'am.
All right. Mr. Junior Shepherd, the topic is blight. He goes between Florida Boulevard Center and Charles R. Kelly. We got a bunch of them that go back and forth. They go over there to line dance and come over there to Florida Boulevard to meet a girlfriend. Anyway, why are there so many empty lots that's overgrown and filled with trash and tires? And what are we going to do about it?
So the issue with blight is twofold. One is obviously there is an issue with beautification and cleanup.
Right.
And that's something that, again, neighborhoods can do to help individuals, and DPW can, they have weekends where they go out and clean up the districts, right? So that's one issue with blight. And the way you do that is we need to be more scheduled with our cleanups from the city parish. The second issue with blight, especially those open properties or lots, is understanding that process requires us to understand if it is a property that's owned by an individual or a family, we can't go on that property. We can't cut your grass. We can't make those promises to you. But what we can do is cite you. There's blight court. There is code enforcement issues that we can address to make sure that everybody knows that there's laws that need to be accountable. So we have to definitely know if it's a property owned by the city or a property owned by individuals.
So a follow-up question for me on that answer would be, how do you put some teeth in the citing? You know, you can cite them. I've seen the tickets and the summons, and nobody seems to take it. You know, I don't see too many people running to go pay it. So how do we enforce that? What is there a better mechanism that you think you could propose for enforcing that and maybe reutilizing some of those empty lots?
So obviously there is always a way to enforce. First 2 years I was trying to get blight court pushing it, to in fact hold people accountable. But then that's another place where you go, and because you are a constituent that's saying, give me a little bit more time. I'm going to fix it.
Give me 6 months. I see y'all do 3 months, 6 months.
But there's us that's doing it,
Yeah.
but then there's also Blight Court that's doing it. So that's one way that I would say that if we can enforce it better in Blight Court, yes, that's an issue.
Right.
The other thing that I proposed last year, and we didn't have the manpower to do it. I wanted to do it a code enforcement day. It's something that I saw in Dallas where they take your neighborhood specialists, your code enforcers, the people who actually write the citations, walk on the street with the council members in a neighborhood, pick a day, and you write those citations that day, and everybody would come back to court on the same day. So everybody had actual notice
for that day,
and they come to that day, and then neighbors can come to that day and advocate if they want to help or say we've given you enough time. But I think that's a good accountability day because it gives you a timeline to get it addressed. It's just one of those things we have to be creative.
Sure.
We have to be creative in how we address it. Hopefully this term I can be able to, in fact, do a code enforcement day.
Well, and one of your colleagues, actually Councilman Lamont Cole, was here, and he mentioned to us about coming up with a process to better maintain the drainage, the ditches, and the canals, to put them on some type of schedule. Would you support him in that kind of legislation, or are you proposing your own as it relates to flooding when it rains, drainage? It really, really gives the seniors high level of anxiety, much less seniors, regular people, because I was up looking out the window all night the other night. But what is there anything that you think you could propose if reelected in your platform?
So the answer is yes. I would support whatever legislation that can come forth from council members to address drainage and storm water. So there is an issue. I flooded in 2016, so I understand the impact. The issue is that there is administration. The administration has already proposed a stormwater master plan that's in the process, and then we have a drainage study that's happening as well. Right. Again, I don't want to usurp their work and their plan that they have, but we do need to be. We need a more systematic approach to it and funding that goes back with it. So, we have things happening. Like I said, that plan is in place, but that's a 2-year plan, and we can't force to have that.
And like a 7-year study, or The East Baton Rouge Council on Aging currently has a dedicated millage. She thought that was fine. I thought it was funny. Has a dedicated millage tax that is utilized to provide much needed services to seniors across this parish. What is your stance on the tax? Do you support it, or would you repeal it? Now, I just want to remind the seniors that you were very instrumental, you and your colleagues, in helping us in the plight to get this tax that helped us to provide this beautiful Lotus Center and some other things that are in the pipeline. So have you changed your stance, or do you continue to support the seniors in the millage, or what's your stance?
I continue to support the millage. Cool. I fought with you guys to get it there.
For us. That's
us to get it. And I know that there is much more that you guys can do.
That's right.
You're doing a great job with
Thank you so much.
Working with the budget that you have. And budgets are always hard for people to understand.
Yes, indeed.
But thank you for what you're doing. But I definitely would stand with that millage.
Did y'all understand the seniors? The Councilwoman Erica Green says she's still standing with the seniors. You heard from her own mouth. You can get it from nobody else. Now listen, if you have a call, you want to call in 225. What's the number, Trudy? 66. Put the number 663-2271. 225-663-2271. And Jay, we have some questions for Councilwoman on the line. If so, I'm going on to you got a question, or you want to go to the next one? All right, next question. There's some good questions. I don't know if this is for you, but I'm gonna give it to you anyway. This senior, she didn't put her name. She says she is a school crossing guard, and they only get paid minimum wage, and they have been getting paid that for a long time. They would like to know, what is it going to take for them to get a raise? Now, is that true or no?
Oh no, that's very true. So when I did, I sponsored the resolution to have local control over minimum wage, which meant for the council to be able to control the minimum wage for the city of Baton Rouge. When I proposed that, I talked with finance and human resources, and because there was a misconception about who actually is paid minimum wage in the city of Baton Rouge. The only people that's paid minimum wage was the crossing guards.
That's a shame,
and it's hard. That's the seniors. That's your people with their second job
right.
that decided to take a break and come back just to make a little money to keep receiving other funds.
And let's just call a spade a spade.
Yes,
They
ma'am.
decided to cross them bad little kids because I see them. They had to snatch them, grab them, come on, baby, and they disrespectful. And they decided to go back out there in the rain and in the cold and in the heat. And y'all want to give them 7 1/4?
I think we really do need to give them 7 1/4, and we need to consider spreading that across. We as a city parish, we are always competing with the oil and gas company to keep our lower entry level jobs.
Right.
And so that's something that I think we really have to be competitive with funding. I want to add that this week I am proposing another tax exemption.
That's right.
For
because we sending our letter.
Oh, we thank you for feminine and senior, feminine hygiene and senior and children diapers.
That's right.
Okay, so we're going through the pandemic.
Right.
You guys are on a fixed income.
That's
what
right.
do you need? I found an actual item that we can have an exemption on, which is the diapers that seniors have. And so this is another way to help them meet the cost that they have with the meager living budget that they have.
Right.
This is addressing quality
let me
of
just,
life.
for clarification, so you're going to do adult diapers as well as incontinence supplies like your Depends and your Poise pads, because you know they have different categories. So because the bedbound seniors, they wear the diaper,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
Like, actually for so that somebody can assist them. But the seniors that don't have mobility issues, they wear the incontinence supply, Depends and Poise and all those great things. And so will that cover that as well? Because that was my question.
Yes, ma'am. It does cover it, and the goal again is to continue to find ways to help our seniors, just people in general in Baton Rouge.
That stuff is expensive. I mean, it's really, really expensive, and we provide thousands of packs of incontinence supplies.
I didn't know that till the flood happened, and that was a big ask.
That's
our
right.
Community center.
And you stepped up and helped provide those.
Yes, ma'am.
We have a question on Facebook. Go ahead, Angela. Let us have it.
Yes, one of our top fans, Miss Faye Ross.
Okay.
Her question is, why aren't there covered bus stop shelters off of Sherwood Forest and Catalina?
Okay, that's your area?
My area.
Okay, they own you.
And I'm the vice president for the CATS of the public transit system.
Oh, yeah, that's
and
right.
So the way we address that from the public transit side of it is that if there's a requested site, though all of the sites, our goal is to have them covered. But we do have sites that do not have, or bus stops that don't have covering. You just request it and we'll get it out there. So I'm going to go ahead and send that one in today.
Okay, look, you got it fixed. She gonna fix it today. She's sending it in today. You can't get better than that. You don't even have to call her. Call in if you want to call in from the radio. 225-663-2271. We have any more questions online, Angel? Okay, one other question I have. Now, and I know this is not you, but I don't want the scenes to say that I'm not asking it. So let's just make this a twofold question. Mr. George Downing says, what would you do if elected to support mandatory mental awareness programs and training for our police department?
So I think what I did previously in 2016, Councilwoman Banks did propose some legislation to address some of the psychological issues that may come forth, and I supported it.
Right.
When they are in the hiring process, we wanted to have that as part of it. I believe it's already part of it, but there does need to be some support for law enforcement in the hiring part of it, as well as during the tenure of their job, because the stress doesn't change.
That's
but
right.
They do need to have mental health awareness projects and programs specifically for them.
And I've been paying attention to some other major cities, and what I've watched them do is add a social worker component to their to the ride outs when they're going to get people, particularly if the call says he's not in his right capacity. What do you think about layering that on with our issues that we have here?
We're actually doing that with the Bridge Center. So they're supposed to
good.
be a social worker or a person that has specialty in addressing any issues when there is someone who has mental health issues that they are picking up.
Okay.
So that's part of the team. I can't remember.
All right,
what the
we got
team called.
about 2 minutes left. We got the email question, Angel. Let's have it.
To piggyback off of your question about the bus system, Ms. Karen from Antioch would like to know, when do you anticipate the bus system resuming expanded service and increased ridership?
Y'all need to call. Go ahead.
What she was about to say. So what she's gonna say is there's a cat's number, toll-free number that you can call to address that. I know in every meeting that we have, we address ridership, we address on-time performance to make sure. We even changed last year. We changed routes to be more efficient to the ridership that's going on those routes. Some people were upset because it's going through neighborhoods,
right?
But it was the best route for the magnitude of riders that we were having. So tell her that it is coming, but we're steady monitoring.
And we have one question on Facebook. Let's have it.
Yes, Ms. Sherilyn is asking what type of projects you all have going on for the North Baton Rouge area. Also, will we get another mall on our side of town in North Baton Rouge?
So why y'all trying to do that to Councilwoman? Y'all want her to build a whole mall now.
Well, I believe that we do need entertainment and we do need places to shop.
Right.
I think that's that's one of those things where you have to partner with the mayor's office, who has more money than the council I can ever bring. I can bring grants and I can bring support, and I'm working with the city's conferences that I've been to try to find additional grant money. But when it comes to economic development, that definitely is something that we have to, hate to say it, study to see. But we know we need
to study,
but we need to bring actual businesses that want to stay. Having businesses pop up in our district does not benefit us at all. We need to have sustainable programs and sustainable businesses. As far as the question about programs, I'm gonna speak to the businesses. I have did assessments of our businesses in my district. I've had breakfasts with them. I provided them resources by connecting them to the North Baton Rouge Development District, as well as the mayor's economic her economic persons in her office, to make sure that we can have more dialogue with them and resources.
Now, last question, and we're gonna let you give us your final statement. When we get to phase 4 and the seniors can go back into the community center, one of the seniors asked me to ask you, can you make sure at least once a month they get some free Krispy Kreme donuts? Can you do that since you cross the street from them over there? Can you hook them up with the Krispy Kreme?
If I can't get it free, I'll pay for it. We'll
y'all
get
got
Krispy Kreme.
Krispy Kreme for the seniors.
Yeah, they're back.
At the Charles R. Kelly Center.
Economic development.
That's
Krispy
it. That's it. All right, so we're gonna let you take the last minute or so to wrap up and give us your thoughts. Anything you want to say to the seniors? You got it.
Seniors, I want to thank you guys for having me here, but most importantly, you saw the work that was going on at the Charles R. Kelly Community Center. The Council on Aging partnering with us helped us to establish recreational activities, entertainment activities, and resources to seniors. In addition to that, we do need, my goal is to increase communication with seniors. I had a senior that called me, I called her, and she told me that her grandson bought her a radio just so she can stay connected. So that's different. Everyone thinks Facebook is where it's at, but there's a group of people, the seniors, that need to be communicated with on an in-person basis. And so I'm working to find ways to communicate with you guys, but I need to complete the work that I've started. So I need to be elected to do that. Councilwoman Erica Green, District 5, number 107 on your ballot.
107 on your ballot. Now, before the councilwoman goes, we're going to take a call. Look, we're going to take caller number 2. Caller number 2, dial in to 663-2271, and Councilwoman Green is going to give away this Fire HD 10.1 tablet that's designed especially for seniors with Alexa in it, because you can talk to her and tell her go get you some water or whatever else. So let's see
something like that.
Alexa, bring me a new boyfriend. Let's see if we listening. Caller number 2, come on, the first tablet for caller number 2. What is going on with the telephone? You got one, Trudy? Let's go.
Lotus on.
All right, Lotus on. How you doing today?
Irma Jones. I'm calling in for the tablet.
Hey, Miss Jones, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
What senior center do you attend?
Huh?
You go to the senior center? What center you go to? Or you on Miss?
I go to up here in Zachary.
Oh, you go to Zachary. All right. Well, Councilwoman,
I am doing good.
You doing good? All right. Well, you won the tablet, and Trudy gonna give you a big umbrella and a mask. All right. You want to say something to Councilwoman Green?
Yes.
What you want to tell her? You want to tell her something? She's listening.
Oh, okay.
You gonna tell her something, or we gonna let you go?
She She's doing a very good job.
Okay.
But you
Too
have
good.
to send us some donuts too up in Zachary.
Oh Lord, they
Okay.
want.
Okay.
Okay. Y'all want donuts
And
to,
Renee.
Zachary.
to send the
Exactly,
donuts to
Santa.
Renee, to the seniors. All right, now you done got donuts, a tablet, of umbrella, and a message. You have a great day. You can come and pick it up Monday. She
Okay.
listening to
So
the-
I'll be down there tomorrow. What
She
time?
coming
No,
tomorrow.
you come tomorrow. Please come tomorrow. Come tomorrow at 2, between 2 and 4. Come on.
Come down to 2.
Come at 2. Yes, ma'am.
Well, I will be down there to pick it up if the law should say the same.
And
Yeah,
if-
If
and-
it don't,
hallelujah.
And if the
I will be the next day, but I'm going to try to get it tomorrow.
all right,
okay?
and if the creek don't rise, right?
The other side.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
All right. All right. I'll talk to you later.
Law should say the same.
All right. Our seniors engaged. I'm telling you.
Listen, there's something.
Did you hear all that beeping? That's calls coming in.
Yeah,
They
she got-
engaged.
she
They
got-
not.
she calling people
She
today.
calling people. That's people calling in. So we want to thank you, and we really wish you good luck. Thank you for everything you've done for the Council on Aging in your last term, and we appreciate you taking on the fight for us,
Yes, ma'am.
taking up the mantle, and so Godspeed to you and great luck to
And I
you.
like one of those fancy shirts.
We got you. We get you a Lotus Zone shirt, Senior Talk Radio. All right, seniors, we're going to go to our first break and get our next guest, Mr. Daryl Hurst. We'll be back in 2 and 2. You know, they used to say that on
Council on Aging. Serving seniors. Council on Aging.
Welcome back to the Lotus Zone. We have Mr. Daryl Hurst. He's also running for District 5. So let me give him just a brief snippet of the rules. We're going to look. You get 15 minutes, 2 minutes to respond to each question. And we ask that you keep your questions and answers and don't refrain from personal comments about your opponent. And make sure that you try to stick to the topic as best you can. All right. First question. No, not a question. We're going to give you 2 minutes. Tell us something about yourself. For all of us who do not know, I know you because you're a product of the what? SU Lab, that lab in the house.
Put the L's up for me,
Trudy. Put
There
the
you
L's
go.
up.
Trudy's
All right,
background
and
L's up, too.
Tim, put the L up. Shan, you can't do nothing but an O. But put the L up. Okay. Nothing but the lab. Okay, tell us all about yourself.
My name is Daryl Hurst. I was born in District 5. My house burned down in pushed me out to Scotlandville for the latter part of my life. But I've been in North Baton Rouge the entire time. I played football at Southern University from 01 to 04. And
we ain't gonna hold that against you.
Oh,
The Rattlers.
that's all right though. That's all right though. It's gonna be a good game.
It's gonna be a good game.
That's right.
When the spring come next
But
year.
My focus, sports taught me a lot. My focus became to give back to kids what was given to me.
All right.
And so throughout that process of working with kids, I've noticed so many holes in the community, right? Even we talk about the Charles R. Kelly Center as one of the biggest holes in the community.
Okay.
I think y'all are doing a great thing with seniors.
Thank you.
But I think there's so many gaps in terms of how do we engage and mitigate crime and do other things by leveraging the resources and creating partnerships. And so when we talk about crime, the same seniors that are there during the daytime and feeling safe go home at nighttime and don't want to come out their front doors. And so it's my job to protect them, to treat them like my grandmother,
All right
but
now.
also to make sure that their grandkids have a place that's safe to live, play, ride the bicycle. I was canvassing right behind the Delmont Center, and they started shooting
While you were out there canvassing?
while we were canvassing. So it was one street.
Well, I'd have been back in my car.
It was one street we didn't hit that day. I will tell y'all that. There was one street and a couple houses we didn't hit. It was 2 houses, and I'm a competitor, so those 2 houses meant a lot to me. But thank y'all for having me today. I'm looking forward to sharing more about where my passion is for Baton Rouge and how I like to impact the seniors that are not just a part of the Charles R. Kelly, but the entire District 5.
All right. Well, since you started with crime, we'll take it to the topic. It's crime. Miss Joyce Dunn. She attends the Charles R. Kelly Center, and she wants to know, how do you propose to control the violence between citizens in the parish, as well as violence against citizens by police? What would you, if you elected, what would you do when you come in?
So I will tell y'all, that's where my heart is, with kids and teens. So I've been a volunteer high school coach at McKinley High School. I work with anywhere from 1,500 to 4,000 youth a year.
Oh, wow.
Directly 100 under us. Tasha's experienced some of those.
That's right.
When we come in and we work with you guys in terms
right.
of letting them do community service. But through our camps, clinics, working in EBR schools, I touch 1,500 to 4,000 kids a year, or the people in my program do. And so we know what some of the challenges are. Number one, crime is socioeconomic driven.
Right.
110%. People don't commit as many crimes on Blue Bonnet because the median income is way higher. And if we don't focus on economic development in our community, then we will never see change in North Baton Rouge. Because there will always be a lack of necessities that people want in terms of feeding their kids, working. We don't want to create a working poor class. We don't want to just give them a little bit. We want to give them enough so that they can survive, they have disposable income, and they can do that. And then number two, we talk about the kids, man. I mean, we talk about nothing to do on Plank Road.
Right.
And so when you talk about the Charles R. Kelly Center, one of the things that's been disturbing to me is that it's closed almost every day I go there at 4:30. And so while the seniors do an amazing job, I've seen how you've redone a community center. My wife's Aunt Velma, who I've claimed as my wife, and she's the in-law. She is a staple to Charles R.
Miss
Kelly
Velma's
Center.
something, baby.
That
She's
thing,
something.
boss lady Velma.
What?
So I'm over there a lot. Before, let me tell you, I was living in Gonzales, but everything I was doing was in North Baton Rouge. I was driving to the community center 5 days a week to work with the same kids that create programming. And then my mother-in-law passed. God brought me back to Baton Rouge and he said, you're doing the work already. It's time for sustainable change. And so I talked about this last week, about using the Charles R. Kelly as a small business incubator for the arts, creating opportunity for people to go
Great
there
idea.
that can't afford brick and mortar,
Right.
but they want an opportunity to grow a business and impact the community. Pottery, karate. I love John Gray and his music. I'm sure he would be open to doing band work there, right? And getting a grant to buy instruments for the community. There's so much that can be done after 5 p.m. or after 4:30 p.m. We are not tapping into that. So seniors, while y'all are getting the luxuries of District 5, your grandkids aren't, your kids aren't, and my job is to close that gap, and that in itself will deter crime in the district.
All right. He said a lot. He got a lot of plans. All right. Now, we're talking about seniors. What are your top 3 priorities, if elected, for seniors in this parish, and in particularly in your district, in District 5 that you're running for?
Well, I will tell y'all, number one is safety, security, and stability.
Safety, security, and stability, the 3 S's.
So I want them to be able to come outside in the neighborhoods that they've lived in for the last 40 years and not worry about what's going to happen to them, clutching their purse, going inside, living in fear. And that's something that's not talked about a lot, but that's something that's huge, especially in North Baton Rouge, especially in the corridor around Delmont Village where the kids had I think it was 172 shells on the ground, right, when the kids were hanging out on Plank Road.
Oh, wow.
And so I don't want my grandmother over there if they got 172 shells, but I also don't want her to move. I want us to clean the community up, and I do have a plan to do that.
Yeah, because seniors don't like to move. They like to stay in their
They
house.
like to stay with it, and I want them to stay there too, but I want them to be comfortable sitting in the front yard, on the porch, in the rocking chair, sipping a cup of coffee that they've earned for the last 30 or 40 years.
Right.
When everybody else left the community, they stayed there to make sure that the people that moved in had a place that was warm.
Okay.
All right, and then number 2 is no shot at the grocery stores that are in the area.
Okay.
But our seniors need quality produce, quality meats. And in terms of economic development, it is my job as a councilman to attract businesses to that side of town. We shouldn't have to spend our dollars on Bluebonnet, Segan Lane, or drive way out to Tanger Mall. We should have things in our backyard. Our seniors have no clothing stores or shopping anymore. So my mother-in-law, Sheila Hilton, all of y'all Hilton and Company dress shop lovers, she was a staple in the community for 30 years.
My mama used to wear them suits, them matching coordinated sets.
Look, so my mother-in-law, my wife, Velma, we have dressed y'all for the last 30 years. And so those stores are becoming a dying breed, and we didn't want to close last year. They kind of forced us to move out of the shopping center, and we're looking to reopen as well.
Okay.
But those stores in the community, there's very few of them.
Right.
So if a senior wants something, she has one store or 2 stores, or he has 1 store or 2 stores that he can shop at. So providing economic stimulus, crime, and then also providing additional resources and expanding funding in the Charles R. Kelly Center to make sure that you guys not only have daytime activities, but evening activities as well.
All right. Look, we got next question. This is from Mr. Junior Shepherd. He wants to know, why are there so many empty lots, overgrown and filled with trash and tires? Why are there so many?
Well, I will tell you this. I've talked with a lot of constituents.
And what you gonna do about it? I left off the last part.
So let's go to the do about it first.
Do about it. We all about being about it.
Hey, 100%. I tell people.
You in the mic.
I'm sorry,
Right.
I'm not
Go
talking.
ahead.
Y'all can't hear me, but it's okay. But my heart is here. So
Right.
one of the things that has happened is I've gotten calls from Glen Oaks.
All right.
I've gotten calls from Zion City. I got calls, and I know this is probably illegal, and I hope she's not listening. I hope I'm not getting in trouble. But I was at the corner of Greenwell and Silverleaf, and a senior citizen who was driving a bus. She still drives a bus. She pulled over and opened the bus door with kids on the bus and said, "You have got to come to my area. We need some help." And so I took that. I went over there Thursday, met with the citizens, and we have a plan of action there. But the people from Zion City called me and said, "What are you going to do that's different? We're tired of seeing blight, filth in our community. What are you going to do that's different?"
Good question.
I said, "I can show you better than I can tell you. I'm solution oriented." I said, "So why don't we do this? Put a plan together." I got with 25 businesses between Airline Highway, Hooper Road. I said, "Look, the Zion City community has been donating to you for the last 40 or 50 years. Winfield Funeral Home, Borderlands Pharmacy." I said, "It's your turn to give back to them."
Okay.
They did it with a smile. They said, "We've never been engaged. We're glad that you engaged us. What can we do to help?" We ended up with dump trucks, skid steers, trash. We picked up over 20 tons of trash and 200 tires off of 2th Street in Zion City.
Oh, my
Two
goodness.
streets. And we started to finish cleaning up about a week or 2 ago. Got a little bit left. But my goal is to engage business and allow business to engage community, and I think that's been absent. And when we talk about economic development, with blight, you don't want to plan a business in the community with blight, number one.
Right.
Because it's not going to attract people from north of the Parish and south of Florida Boulevard. And then number 2, I plan on doing blight tours, plan on expanding. So there is a motor-own program where you can cut the grass next door.
He on it. He on
and
fire.
And gain
He
ownership
keep
of that
going over
property.
this. You keep going over the minutes, but you saying some good stuff. Look, next question.
Southern Lab. There you go.
All right, next question. The East Baton Rouge Council on Aging currently has a dedicated millage tax that is utilized to provide much needed services to the seniors across this parish. What is your stance on the tax? Do you support it, or would you repeal it if elected?
Well, my heart goes out to 3 people:
All right, let's have it.
kids,
Kids.
homeless and other underserved. I said it that way.
Okay.
and 100% the seniors.
All right.
And so when y'all were downtown at the council fighting for that millage, I was there fighting with you.
All right. I remember that. I do remember that.
And so my point in saying that is as a citizen, I will stand up for you, but as a councilman, I will continue to fight for you as well.
So you're going to ride for us as a councilman.
Hopefully increase the millage. I'm not just for leaving it where it is. The seniors need as much. Y'all paved the way, right?
That's right.
You gave so that I can have an opportunity. It's my job to give so that you can continue.
That's right. And then we have one other question. Because I think you've been going over the time. Okay, so look.
Don't show it, Natasha.
No,
I'm
trying to keep you together. Look, all right. So a senior, she attends the Martin Luther King Senior Center. Her question is, she is currently a school crossing guard, and they get paid minimum wage, and they have been receiving that for a very long time. She would like to know what is it going to take for them to get a raise to get off the minimum wage amount?
Well, I believe that the minimum wage, so let me tell y'all, minimum wage at 40 hours a week is $15,080 a year.
Right.
I don't know who can live off $15,080 a year.
I don't either.
I've done the math on it in terms of rent, food, just trying to put it all together, and it's not a livable wage.
Right.
So I'm 100% for increasing it to $15 an hour.
For the seniors, all right. He said $15 an hour now.
That's
seniors.
for everybody.
That's for everybody, but for the seniors that's crossing the bad kids, right?
I don't care who it is. Seniors. I want the seniors. I want their kids, their
That's
grandkids,
right.
and their great grandkids. I want us in North Baton Rouge to have the opportunity to have the same resources as they do in South Baton Rouge, right?
Right.
And just for minimum wage in general, I don't care where you live. $7.25 is not a livable wage for anyone. $15,080 a year is not a livable wage. Now, it is on the state level right now and the federal level. So I would love to take local control of it.
Right.
But in the meantime, I will work with the labor unions. I will work with the crossing guards, the teachers unions. I will work with the bus drivers to ensure that we lobby and that we have a single unified voice that reaches out to our state and federal legislators to ensure that they understand that we stand with them and they need to stand for us to make that a livable wage.
All right. So now I'm going to give you a minute and a half to wrap it up. But in fairness, I want to ask you the same question that I asked Councilman Green. What would be your plan if elected as it relates to drainage, cleaning out the canals and ditches, getting them on a schedule, and making sure that that's something that has happened systematically, and not just when we're in times of emergency or crunch time? Because I know it's quite a bit, and I'm sure that resources are low. But would you have an idea to improve how we're doing things currently?
I do. So we are having a hiring issue right now with the city of Baton Rouge.
Is that it?
So I'm for the ban the box so that we can get convicted felons and other people that want to get back into the workforce to be able to do that, to take some of those jobs. But if the city can't do it, I'm not opposed to farming it out to smaller contracts to employ people in the district. One of the questions I've asked is, what have we seen what resources have been brought to District 5 that have not been a part of a city or parish-wide initiative? And over the past 4 to 5 years, or maybe even a little bit further, I've been focused on there, but I've not seen any specific programs that were directly for District 5. So there are contracting groups, there are people that can employ people in our district to keep those ditches and other things clean. And so we need to reduce the bonds that the city requires to have certain contracts. And so now when you reduce those bonding requirements, you are able to take these smaller businesses, give smaller contracts, and change lives for people in the district that affect dollars in the district that bring businesses to the district.
All right, we're giving you 1 minute. Say whatever you want. This is your minute, your 2 seconds to shine.
I'm an old school values guy.
All right.
And so I've been forming neighborhood associations where they don't exist, reinvigorating the ones that are dormant. I believe that you guys dial 311, you don't get a response. That is unfair to you. That is unfair to everyone to live in the way we do, because I was told by the city the squeaky wheel gets the oil.
Okay.
And I found a way to make us squeaky.
Okay.
So I got Sharon Mann to commit to forming neighborhood associations, of paying for that formation, but also paying for a family day at least once a year. Why that is so important, crime prevention districts. They're rushing me, y'all. I'm trying to get there. Crime prevention districts, so that we have proactive policing. I live in Monticello.
Okay.
Ours doesn't start till January 1st, so we do have some crime issues. But also, too, is that once you have the neighborhood association, you have a voice. So you're not coming. All politicians care about is re-election. In some cases, when they're not doing it for the right reasons. So to have accountability, You can come as a neighborhood of 500 or 1,000 voters. But on the second level of it, I plan on creating a coalition of all the neighborhoods in North Baton Rouge. So guess what? You either listen to us or we get you out of office. Now it's not
Okay,
just
then.
1,000 voters, but 100,000 voters.
Because you got a coalition.
You do. And then creating merchants association, no different than they did in Old South Baton Rouge,
Right.
downtown and mid-city, so that we clean our corridors. So now the neighborhoods are taking care of themselves. The businesses are leveraging resources and pooling resources. And now we are inviting for economic development. So now a grocery store will come, other than the ones that we have, because we can bring a unique shopping experience where people will come from north of the parish
Y'all listen.
and south of Florida Boulevard.
Mr. Hirsch has a lot to say.
I'm done
So
now.
what
I'm
we want
tapping
you to
out.
do, he
I'm
tapping out.
I'm
But what you
tapping
want
out.
you to do, give them your website so they can check you out, how they reach you, how the seniors can reach you if they have some more questions.
Man, I'm going to be, look, seniors, get your pens ready.
All right, write it down because they
Write,
got
write
a
it
pen.
down. Please, it is 225.
Oh, he giving you the phone number.
200-5416. It is so important to me that you are heard, that I answer the calls directly, that we build a relationship in every community. And so call me directly, 225-200-5416.
And you bringing the donuts.
Donuts. We're going to have barbecues with donuts as dessert.
All right, then. Barbecue with Donuts. Thank you so much for coming on. We appreciate you. We appreciate all your work. Thank you for taking your time out on Sunday to come and talk to the seniors, because we know you're a big family man and you allow us to go lab.
And I'm going to leave y'all one thing.
Go ahead.
I've been trying to bring my kids to work with the community and the Council on Aging. And Tasha said, how many kids you bring around these seniors again?
That's right. It was a bunch of y'all. It was a bunch
She
of
said, let me tell you something. Everybody is not, they left their grandkids at home for a reason today now.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
So we look forward to working with you guys again when the pandemic is over, and thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate it. We're going to go to a quick break, and we're getting ready for the Honorable Mayor Sharon Weston Broome. We're excited. Trudy going to do a cheer. We're going to scream and holler. Mayor Broome is in the house, in the Lotus Center, in the brand new Lotus Center, 1701 Main Street, that y'all haven't seen. And she going to tell you how hot it is. Y'all come 1 second. We're going off for 1 second. We're coming right back on.
Council on Aging, serving seniors. Council on Aging, serving seniors.
Welcome back, seniors. Welcome back. We have the Honorable Sharon Weston Broom, the mayor of East Baton Rouge Parish, in the building. She is in the Lotus Zone. She's gonna give you guys what she thinks about it in a minute. But look, the mayor came out to our little old talk show to talk to our little old seniors, to tell them what she plans to do in the next 4 years, if and when reelected, right? So we're so excited to have the mayor here. Mayor Broom, the Lotus Zone was created in the heat of the pandemic so that we can continue to educate, connect, enlighten, and engage our seniors. And we got a big grant, because I don't know if you know the backstory how all this started. We got a big, it's almost $100,000 grant from the National Meals on Wheels of America to give technology, to put technology in the hands of the seniors. And so we get these Fire HD tablets, and they have Alexa in it, and they can connect to every social media platform as well as listen to the radio. And now we're teaching them how to connect it to smart TVs, right? So if we ever have any issues like this, they'll never lose connectivity with the Council on Aging. So we do yoga on there. We do daily devotion every day from the senior center. We do exercise and all type of fitness classes, mental stimulation, just to keep them engaged. Our Meals on Wheels clients and our seniors that cannot come back to the senior center. And so we just want you to know this is what this is about. This platform on the radio and all these places is a way for them to stay connected and engaged to the community, because they kind of scared to come out of their house. So Mayor, we're going to give you 40 minutes. You want me to slide over? We're going to give you 40 minutes. And we're gonna ask you a plethora of questions. The seniors have written their questions. They're on Facebook answering questions. And this is how you know they're paying attention, because if you look at the screen in this corner right here, your seniors click like and let the mayor know that you're watching, and you'll see the hearts and all the stuff go up. And so they're gonna be engaged. They're gonna call in on the phone. And so we're gonna get started. Mayor, why don't you tell us what you want to tell us, because everybody in Baton Rouge kind of knows Mayor Sharon Weston Broom. So we're going to give you your first 2 minutes to say whatever you would like to say.
Well, first of all, I would be remiss if I did not speak about the Council on Aging and the involvement of the Council on Aging over the years. Mm-hmm. I was on the board of the Council on Aging 100 years ago. That was about 100 years ago. And I have seen firsthand the involvement in a very positive way of the Council on Aging, where it is certainly the most formidable entity in our city to help and assist our seniors on every platform,
right,
in every experience. So I certainly give kudos to you, Tasha, your
Appreciate
administration,
it. Thank you so much.
and all the work. You just mentioned the grant that you all got. I have seen time after time, especially, with the advent of your own funding stream,
right, how
you all have certainly used those dollars to infuse and empower our citizens. And certainly this Lotus Center is part of the good work. So there's so much to talk about.
That's right. And
I
this is
spend
truly
my 40
a partnership.
minutes talking about the Council on Aging, but
we appreciate you and the city, of course, and the Metro Council, and for this beautiful facility that once we get to, because the seniors going to ask me, once we get to phase 4, that the governor is going to open up the door so that the seniors can come back and congregate. And if not, for the work of you and administrations prior to you, this would not be a reality, and some of the council members prior to you. And it's been a long journey, like 9 years, but we're so happy that it has come to fruition, and it's beautiful. And we thank you, because I call you all the time and say, Mayor, they got my permit held up because you helped me. So I thank you for answering the call.
And I unlocked the door for you.
And you unlocked the door. You're right. Go talk to this person. They looking for you. All right, Mayor, we're going to jump right into these questions because I don't want to labor to take up too much of their time. So the first question, let's start with, it's the same question we've asked everybody. What are your top 3 priorities for seniors in this parish if reelected? Top
Well,
3 priorities.
My top 3 priorities, certainly for the seniors, coincides really, Tasha, with some of the work that we have already been doing in partnership with you. For example, I could probably list some more, but we want to make sure that the development of the Lotus Village and the new administration building
Now we talking.
has a
yes. yes.
we want to make sure that that's stress-free for
you.
permitting.
Yes,
that's one of the
yes.
top. And we want to also ensure that your drainage in the area
That's
is
right.
working properly.
Yes,
Number
ma'am.
1. How about that?
You got it. yes, ma'am. Okay.
Number 2, we want to partner with you. We're going to seek federal dollars and partner with you, including CDBG dollars and other dollars to support senior living independently.
Yes, ma'am.
That's number 2.
All right, love it, love it.
I'm on a roll.
You on a roll, man? You on a roll?
And we want to partner with you. The city does to build senior housing in other areas of the parish, especially in rural areas like Baker or Port Hudson, and my folks way out there.
The mayor been reading my playbook because we're going to Baker next, Mayor. So yes.
So those are 3, but I have a long list. You know, I'm a big thinker.
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
a visionary, so I got some other goals.
All
too.
right. Okay. Good. Look, she made me happy off the bat. Okay, Mayor. Look. So in that same vein,
yes, ma'am.
Cities across the country have allocated resources for senior homeowners, for seniors to repair their homes, with priority placed upon reviving blighted areas of the city, which also would help address their emergencies, any ordinance issues or violations that pose a threat to their health and safety or affect the livability of their home. So the question is, do you have a plan to help bring back the senior assistance and home repair program that we used to have?
Well, certainly our CDBG program and our Office of Community Development, as you know, in the past 4 years has been restructured.
Right.
And the goal in that restructuring has been so that we could improve our services, our housing, et cetera. And so I believe the answer to your question certainly is yes, and that plan is going to be a partnership between our office and the role of Build Baton Rouge.
Right.
Because they are certainly one of the extensions now of our Office of Community Development.
Okay, great.
We do know that, for example, I'll give you an example. We know that we had some improvement in this area of roof recess.
That's right. Yes.
And so we were able to finally facilitate that through Build Baton Rouge. But certainly other programs that provide senior living, senior housing is a top priority. Listen, when we talk about uplifting communities, you know, you hear me talk about uplifting disinvested communities a lot. That includes housing, but not just for one segment of our community. When we think, we have to think about everybody that makes up the fabric. And our seniors certainly are part of the fabric, an integral part of the fabric of our community.
Yes, ma'am, most definitely. And then, Miss, let's see, I have a question, and I'm going to just try to tie them all up because they're all kind of in the same. And this is from Charles R. Kelly Sr. And the topic, of course, is drainage, which is on everybody's mind. What do you have planned about drainage and flooding in this parish? In her question ended in the near future.
Yeah. So you know, listen, the issue of drainage, flooding is certainly on everybody's mind, especially in a very dominant way since 2016.
That's right.
And so when I came into office, we hit the ground running, responding to drainage issues. And so I'm going to connect it to the near future sooner. I got that. And what we did, we implemented a stormwater master plan to figure out how we can improve drainage, to look and survey and inspect everything that's connected to drainage in the city of Baton Rouge. And so that plan is underway. That's going to be a roadmap, a pathway for us to address drainage, in addition to the $255 million that is going to be spread out. In fact, I started looking at some of those tributaries yesterday, which impacts drainage in all areas of our city, like Jones Creek and Ward.
That's by me.
Ward's Creek and Bayou Fountain, Blackwater Bayou, and Beaver Fountain. So all of those impact the water going out of our city. So that is one thing. And I will tell you this, our DPW department started a scheduled cleaning of canals.
So
and
they do
draining.
have one.
We do have a schedule.
Oh, that's
we
good to know.
absolutely do have a schedule. Right now we've got this spray program where many people may have seen DPW workers going out spraying canals. The grass turns brown before it dies. But that is something that has been implemented and started earlier this year, even I think since the pandemic has been going on. So we do have a plan, a regular scheduled maintenance plan of our drainage.
And so let me ask you, Mayor, just to follow up to that point, how could you facilitate getting the citizens to be engaged with the plan? Because I can tell you, my husband and I were riding one day. We saw a man take a couch or was it a couch or refrigerator and just throw it in the canal. But if you don't know who to report to, how you say, look, this guy just threw this in the canal, or they're dumping tires back here. How can you, I think if we can get the citizens better engaged, the seniors stay on the phone telling everything.
Yeah.
So they'll call and tell, we need to know, where do you call and report this?
You should call 311, but I tell people all the time, if all else fails,
Call your office.
Call me at 389-5100.
All right,
me.
5100.
But I'm so glad you said that, Tasha, because we just had a weather event this weekend,
Yes, ma'am.
and thank God we were not impacted like some other areas. Yes, we had wind, trees down, power outages, but we didn't have any major flooding.
Right.
And Lake Charles has been hit time and time again.
Right.
But as I was riding yesterday, I saw citizens cleaning up their yards, raking. Even my husband was out in the back raking the leaves and everything like that. So we need people. This goes back to what you just said. I need all of our citizens to make sure that those leaves are bagged up, because guess what? If they're out there and go down the drain, then we got a drainage problem.
That's right.
So we got to
That's
get
right.
all those leaves bagged up, and we will be picking all of that debris up. But if you see people who are putting items in canals and drains that shouldn't be, shouldn't be putting paint in drains.
Right,
I saw
that's right.
somebody the other day doing something they shouldn't be doing. You can't just put all that stuff down there and
That's
impacts
right.
it. Just call 311 or call my office.
And since you brought up 311, that leads us into the next question. Constituent services is a critical aspect of any successful city especially as it relates to the seniors in this parish. What is your plan to improve and enhance the 311 service, particularly the time it takes to get some answers or assistance? A lot of the seniors want to know, they call, they get a file number,
Yes.
and then they don't know what to do with it after that.
Absolutely, and believe it or not, we have made some improvements on 311 in that now with our open, transparent system, you can see online the status of your complaint or your call to 311. So beyond that, what we are certainly going to do in the future is give our 311, which they do have now, we want to improve the response time just to let people know, even though it's online, where you are in the queue. For example, I think it's very important that I'm a big stickler for communications.
Okay.
So our people will be, in addition to taking the calls, we'll have a crew that will also be call back Ms. Jones and say, look, Ms. Jones, we know that your file has been on here for 3 weeks. We just wanted to give you an update. We haven't forgotten about you. We're still working on it. Sometimes I think just a call, phone call,
back.
communication, and that's what we're going to start implementing.
I agree. I think that's awesome. Okay, Mayor, we have a call. Do we have a call? We have a call on the radio. They're listening and they want to ask you a call directly. And let's keep it cool. All right, come on, seniors. Welcome to the Lotus Zone. You're on with Mayor
how
Broom.
you doing today?
I'm fine. How are you, darling?
I'm good. This is Barbara Berry from Leo Butler.
Hey, Miss Barrett. And Miss Barrett also serves on the Senior Advisory Board, so I know you're listening. What's your question, Miss Barrett?
My question is, if at all, can anything be done about a person who cuts their grass and end up throwing those
told you that,
leaves
Tia.
and grass down in the drainage, and then when they blow the lawn, they blow the grass out into the street.
And it's getting
And when you pass, they blowing the grass on your car.
not on your car, huh, Miss Berry? Okay, Miss Berry, we're gonna let the mayor answer. Thank you for calling in. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Miss Berry, and you're absolutely right. You just confirmed what I just said. People are doing that, and it causes us problems. So
That's right.
The first line of defense is called 311.
311, Miss Berry.
Also, you can call my office at 389-3100, 389-3100, and all you have to do is let us know where it is occurring, and we'll send someone out there to address it.
Okay, we're gonna take another call, Mayor. Let's have it, Trudy. Let's have it. Good afternoon, Lotus Zone. Who am I speaking with?
Hello,
Hello, who am I speaking with?
this is Leona Campbell from the Butler Center.
Yes, ma'am.
I just have a request for the mayor.
Yes, ma'am.
I need her. I'm retired from the school for the visually impaired. And each year in October, we have what you call White Cane Day downtown.
Wait, I know you're
And
not about
for
to
the-
ask the mayor to come to
and
your
for the-
function on my
And for
show.
the last 3 years, she participated in it. And I would like for her to take a minute or so to explain to the viewers, the listeners, what is White Cane and how did she participate in it. We had to blindfold her and everything, because a lot of people don't know what White Cane is. And she's been participating in it for the last 3 years. And I would like for her to just let them know what it is.
All right, we're gonna let you have that today. You go take over the show. Now, seniors, well, let me put some rules out. Okay, your question has to be relative to the mayor's platform running for re-election. If she want to go, we're gonna allow if she has an answer, but we can't call and ask her how she make pumpkin pie. Come on, Mayor.
Yeah, and you know what? She brings up a very good point about my platform.
Yep, okay.
And that's that we want to make things ADA compliant,
That's right. Yes,
American
ma'am.
Disabilities Act
That's right.
compliant.
That's right.
And so the White Cane Day gives people a close-up look at how folks who are have impaired sight or
That's
maybe
right.
blind, how they may be challenged in navigating around the city, right?
Yes,
And
ma'am.
so I am put in a position where I can't see, I'm blindfolded, and I have a cane, and I have to navigate around the city, the sidewalks, and
Wow.
everything. And so it gives you a close-up look at what people who are challenged with disabilities, especially as it relates to their sight, have to go through. So when we are moving forward even with more voluminous ADA compliant sidewalks, etc. So that's
The mayor hit us with the big word, voluminous, more volume. Okay, let's have it, Trudy. Lotus Zone call, and then we're gonna go back to some of the. All right, welcome to the Lotus Zone. Turn your radio down. You're on with Mayor Sharon Weston Broom. Lotus Zone.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
I wanted to ask Mayor about the program for the the housing for seniors, elderly that's on Chateau. Not Chateau and Plank towards Hooper Road, to find out when would this program be completed.
Okay. I think you might have to call 311 for that one.
I'm not familiar. Evidently,
Say that
it's.
again, Ben?
So you're talking about a complex on Hooper Road that
Right.
is that seniors has the complex.
I
been
don't
completed?
think it's finished yet, and I don't think that's the mayor's project. Trudy, we'll go ahead and kill that one, Trudy. I don't think that's the mayor's project, but you can call the Council on Aging on Monday 923-8000. We'll get a care manager to help you with that. All right, we got a question on Trudy, cut the phone. We have a question. All right, we have a question on Facebook. Go ahead. Email question. I apologize.
Miss Catherine Gray has a question in regards to the police. We've been hearing across the country about defunding the police. Explain to us what you understand this concept to entail, and do you agree that funds from the police department should go towards hiring mental health professionals to aid in certain 911 calls and situations?
Great question,
It
Mrs.
is.
Gray.
It is a
Great question.
Great question. So defunding the police, I believe, has a different definition depending
Right.
on who you speak with about it.
Right.
I will tell you that I don't have any plans to defund the police. I will tell you that much of the work that people are speaking about nationally to defund the police, to implement the work, we started doing in 2017.
Right.
We started police reform in 2017 by implementing use of force policies, by working on de-escalation. And in addition to that, our police department has received a number of grants to work on issues closing the gap between citizens in our community. Some of that, and in addition to that, I would be remiss when you mentioned mental health. We have a multi-million-dollar recast grant that has reached out and offered a response in the behavioral health and mental health space, including our police.
Right.
Are part of that. So we have been very fortunate to receive a number of grants that certainly fill that gap in terms of police wellness, as well as overall mental health wellness for the city as well as law enforcement.
Okay, so you're more you tend to more lean toward reforming than defunding.
Exactly.
Because I think it depends on who is saying it, what their connotation is. So she's going to do some reformation in some of the programs.
We started that process of police reform. My goal is to make sure that we adhere to, that we use as our guide, President Barack Obama's 21st century police pillars of police. And so that's what we look at all the time. Let me just say this, Tasha, if I may.
Go ahead.
You know, we've definitely moved the needle in terms of closing the gap between our police and our citizens, but we have room to improve. And reform is not a negative term.
No, it's not.
It does not mean you are against the police.
Right.
It means that you want to make your police department the best police department possible, as guardians, right, of the people.
Right.
You know, the police have a very significant role in the lives of a community, and we want to make sure that's a positive role.
I think oftentimes, sometimes people, they stick on the word too much. They're stickler for the word, but evolution and evolving and enhancing what you have already, it's nothing wrong with that. I think we're supposed to do that annually. That's why you have SWATs and annual review, and then you go back and you tweak things that need to be tweaked, right? Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna move on. So studies have shown, Mayor, that poverty influenced crime. Since we're talking about crime, that poverty influenced crime rates by perpetuating a lack of resources. Crime can be linked to mental illness and homelessness. Many mayors across the country have struggled with addressing these issues. How will you plan to further address homelessness and poverty in our city? Man, we're not playing. We got good questions.
You sure do. You sure do. I love it. I love it. So let's talk about homelessness first. We have seen an increase of the homeless in Baton Rouge,
yes,
and for a variety of reasons, right? Some are transported here to our community from other cities. Some are people who have fallen on hard times.
Right.
Some are people who have mental health challenges.
Yes, ma'am.
Right?
Right.
So what we have implemented, we have a homelessness coalition of all the different partners in our city who deal with homelessness. So number one, they have been working on a plan of action that moves from the recent plan that we had, where we put many individuals, we transferred them to housing out at a place. I want to say it was Baker in Baker.
Okay.
Mobile park.
Yes.
And I told my people, I said, look, you can't put people out there without wraparound services. So you have to, how are they going to get their food, their health care? How are they going to get back to transport?
That's right.
Transportation. So we worked on that. And then now we have people, outreach workers, who are going out in the field communicating with the homeless, identifying their challenges, and either helping to get them to a facility that benefits them. So we're going to keep working on that. And the other part of the question,
Was
homelessness
about, and the poverty that plagues the city.
Yeah. And so I, have said, and I believe that certainly disinvestment is a root cause of poverty. The lack of equity in all spaces has a lot to do with poverty. So that's why it's been important for me to focus on those pockets of poverty in a lot of different ways in terms of infusing with investment and economic development, access to health care. And so moving forward, we will certainly make sure that we continue focusing on investments in disinvested communities. We've had success in that work and in that space, but it's very intentional work. It means that, it takes public-private partnerships sometimes, getting a center reopened that was was not open for 15 years, like the Howell Place Medical Center.
Right.
Baton Rouge General Emergency Room. All of these contribute to diffusing poverty. Yes. But certainly we know, some of the systemic issues, education, inequitable pay, lack of employment, all of that adds to the poverty cycle. And so that's why programs like we have Employ BR within the city parish government will help us continue to address issues surrounding poverty.
Okay, I think we have a question. Is it from the website or Facebook? It's an online question. Okay, Angela, let us have it.
This question comes from our online chat service on our website.
We chatting on the website, Mary. I didn't know.
Y'all
if you
doing
knew.
everything.
We registered in. We chatting. Okay.
It's from Miss Evelyn Edwards. If reelected, which of your unfinished projects will be top priority during your
Good
next
question.
term?
Hey, Miss Evelyn, that's a good question.
Yeah, it sure is. Ooh, which of my unfinished projects will be top priority? I would have to say there are a couple that come to my mind, but I would certainly say that our Movie BR program.
I knew you were going to say that.
Because, that's going to be with us for a long time. It's going to help provide not only better roads, mitigate traffic, it's going to also employ a lot of people.
Okay.
And so I want to see that through. And but I have a list of other seeds that we've sown that I want to see the manifestation of the fruit.
And in the same vein as Rose, Miss Mary L. Johnson and Miss Martha Walker, they both go to the Charles R. Kelly Center. They want to know what happened to stop the rebuilding of Plank Road. She says Plank Road is in really bad shape. When will the street be properly repaired?
Well, the Plank Road Corridor Project will include the street work on Plank Road. Great question. And so it's also going to include, which will help our seniors, a bus rapid transit system where a bus will go from all the way from Harding all the way to LSU. So with some stops in between, but it will be bus rapid transit. So I would say that you would probably see some work on Plank Road start next year. With the Plank Road Corridor Project.
Well, that's a couple of months, so next year is January. All right.
I didn't say January. I said next year.
Next year. She said next year. Okay.
And hopefully sooner than later.
12 months in the year of this next. Okay.
I wasn't thinking of December 2021.
Okay. All right. All right. So here's a question from a senior at the MLK or the Pearl George Senior Center. And she says that she's a school crossing guard and that they only get paid minimum wage, and they've only been getting paid that for a long time. And they would like to know, what is it going to take for them to get a raise? Because they're dealing with the bad kids, Mayor. I'm just saying, we got to get the kids, we got to get the seniors a couple more dollars. The kids, they're outrageous. They have to snatch them, walk them, whatever. Can the seniors get a raise?
Yeah. And so
she under pressure now.
She said, no. She said they're making minimum wage.
Minimum wage, and they've been making it for a long time.
Yeah. So, what we have done, and so I would certainly like to see this happen with the school crossing guards as well.
Right.
I believe everybody should make a living wage, right? And living wage right now is pointed at $15 an hour.
I like that.
But it takes a graduation to get there because of health benefits, et cetera, in many positions. And so I believe that we have already started in city parish government to make sure nobody makes less than $10 an hour. Now that's far removed from where I want to be in terms of living wage. But believe it or not, we have some people who have been working in city parish government.
Oh, wow.
It's a small pool of people who've been making less than $10. So this year I made sure that we, in our 2021 budget, we got to get them up.
That's right.
And so I'm certainly supportive of our school crossing guards getting.
Because
some
don't make
more
them
money.
come down there with the stop signs and the vest on.
No. Yeah. I hope they go on Foster Drive too.
That's right. To the school board. Go over there too now when you go. All right, Mayor. Now, as you know, the East Baton Rouge Council on Aging currently has a dedicated millage tax that is utilized to provide much needed services to the seniors across the parish. What is your stance on that tax? Do you support it? And when you fight for us to make sure we maintain it?
I absolutely, unequivocally support it.
All right.
And I will stand with you in making
Y'all
sure
got that?
I will
Click
stand
like
with
the
you.
mayor's with us.
I will stand with you that there is no reversal on that.
Great. We appreciate it. That's all we can ask for right there. Okay, we have another question in jail, or you guys want me to keep asking? Because I got a bunch of them over here. All right. Okay. Miss Barbara Curry goes to the Charles R. Kelly Center. She wants to know, what can constituents do? Look, they liking it, Mayor.
Okay,
what
I
can
see that.
constituents do to ask for increased patrol in their community if they see something that is criminal, some criminal activity going on? What can they do to ask for the police to come out and patrol?
So, first of all, a call to our chief of police, Chief Murphy Paul.
You gonna give us his number too?
I'm gonna give you. Nah.
The senior's gonna be asking him to dinner.
Well, actually, I'm surprised he hasn't come over and talked to the seniors.
No,
y'all need to do a session with him.
We will once we get the stage forward.
Okay,
we gonna
we need to talk about that too.
That's right.
But yeah, so certainly, that's one way to get increased patrol, and I think we've had a conversation with the chief about how we can make sure that the areas where the seniors travel are safe.
That's
but
right.
look, this is the other item that we have to focus on. There are many communities that have civic associations. It doesn't matter whether you're in North Baton Rouge, South Baton Rouge, wherever you are in Baton Rouge. And I believe that when you have those organized groups, there's a group over near Glen Oaks that I can't think of the name of it. It's not Glen Oaks.
Is it the security dads?
No, it's a neighborhood organization.
Okay.
And I went to meet with them, and they are so connected in their neighborhood that they come, of course, united with their requests, but they also make sure that if there's any negative activity going on in their neighborhood, that they know they call the police department. So I say all that to say that it has to be a combination of our citizens engaged with our police department. And before the pandemic hit, you may recall the chief and I were going out to every precinct so the people in the neighborhoods would know their precinct, who was over the precinct, who they could come and talk to at the precinct, because that oftentimes is a great connector for people in their neighborhoods.
Okay. Well, here's a question I have. Does Baton Rouge have a racial equity problem? And if we do, how do we collectively address it?
Since I've started as mayor, one of my pillars has been racial equity and inclusion, because I certainly identified, and I think a number of us have identified many people in the community that, yes, we have had a racial equity and inclusion issue in our community for a long, long time. And, that doesn't mean that, oh, woe is us and we're just about,
Right.
it means that we have to work through it.
Right.
But to do it, you have to, policies and change just don't fall down from the sky.
Right.
Somebody has to serve as a catalyst for that to take place.
Sure.
That's why we had our equity in business seminars. That's why we now have the Commission on Racial Equity and Inclusion made up of members, diverse members from across the community who are going to come back to me with a plan after their 90 days recommending how do we close many of those gaps.
Right.
But many of the issues that we're facing, they've been going on in institutions for years and years and years. And so we are moving the needle, but sometimes it's uncomfortable,
is an
for
uncomfortable
people
conversation.
to have those conversations. But since what took place earlier this year,
Right.
with the killing of George Floyd,
Right.
it has taken the scales off of many folks' eyes, and they realize, yes, we do have a challenge and we need to work through it. So through corporations, faith-based communities, nonprofits, people are now coalescing around how do we move our community forward from the racial issues that have often plagued us.
That's right. That's right. Okay, man, we're going to let you off the hot seat. You have answered a plethora of questions. And what we want to do now is we want to give you a couple of minutes to make your final words, say whatever you would like to say. And then we're going to give away a tablet and a TV, man. We're going to end on a fun note. And also, just before we get to that, we want to make sure we thank you for all your work and all that you've done to assist the seniors in this parish and the Council on Aging. All you've done to answer our beck and call as the administration of the Council on Aging, and we appreciate our partnership moving forward. And good luck to you. So now we're gonna let you say what you want to say.
Well, I thank you for the opportunity, and thank you to my seniors. Seniors have a special place in my heart. I'm not going to rehearse my growing up with two senior citizens, Lucy and Willie Weston, my parents.
Not Lucy, my mother-in-law named Lucy. Lucy. Okay.
I love Lucy. My as you've heard me say it over and over, my mom was 44 when I was born. My dad was 53. So by the time I was in middle school, my dad was retired.
Yeah, oh, wow.
And so I understand firsthand the plight of seniors and,
Yes, ma'am.
what it means to have people who are concerned about you. So please know that is definitely connected to my heart. And please know that, during the past 4 years, we have had a lot of challenging times. We were a community in healing from 2016.
Right.
We've had, even this year, 5 weather events,
Right.
where we've had to stand up the Mayor's Office of Homeland Security and Emergency Preparedness. And none of us would have thought that we would have had a global pandemic that would have kept us in our homes. But through it all, I've been standing with the citizens and leading this city through some trying times. I believe we have sowed some great seeds that we're seeing nurtured and come up, and I believe that we'll receive a great harvest as we move forward. And so I'm asking everyone to stick with me and to let's move 4 years forward. Keep me in your
4 more
prayers.
years.
Yeah,
Pray
keep
for
me in
her.
your prayers, and God bless all of you.
Thank you so much. All right, which caller you want? What's your number? What caller you want to take, Mayor, to get his TV?
7.
away? 7. Caller number 7. Okay, we're gonna talk a few minutes there because
We don't have a caller number.
they gonna call in. It's gonna take. She counting them. There it is. Nope, not yet. Okay, we coming on caller number 7. Caller number 7. You went in. They're gonna get a multi package. We're gonna get a tablet and the TV. The tablet and the TV. Miss Pratt gonna kill me, but you're getting the tablet and the TV because it's the mayor. I'm saying we gotta go all in. Let's go. We got a caller. All right, welcome to the Lotus Zone. Who am I speaking with?
George Brooks.
Miss Brooks, what senior center do you go? What senior center do you go to?
I go to Perkins Road
Perkins wrote Miss Brooks, well, you just won a tablet and a TV from the Honorable Mayor Sharon Weston Broome, 43-inch flat screen.
Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Thank you.
yes, ma'am. You can pick it up on tomorrow. You want to say something to the mayor since we have you on?
I can't hear you.
You want to say something to the mayor?
I just want to tell you, she's doing a fantastic job, and I'm with her.
Guess so. She gave you a TV now. All right. Thank you, Miss Brooks. We'll see you tomorrow when you come to pick it up. All right.
Thank you.
All right. Mayor, you know we have 23, 24 locations. We're opening a new location. Actually, we got the keys to it on, it's finalized. We got the keys on Friday in Central. We break ground next week on that admin building. The dirt work starts next week. Thank you, Lord. And then we close on the Lotus Village in December.
All right.
So we're going to have a lot of stuff coming at one time.
Yeah.
So we're so glad that you're going to help us with the drainage and traffic impact studies back there. All right, man. Thank you so much. We appreciate you for coming out. And God bless. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Godspeed. All right. Y'all, have a good day. If you like the show, you can watch it again. Tell all your friends. Repeat it. Seniors, they click it. We'll see you. Look, Miss Louise jumped on the screen. Bingo is this week on Wednesday. We moving bingo to Wednesday. We do bingo on the radio.
Really?
It's called Radio Bingo. It's crazy. We're doing bingo at 4 o'clock on Wednesday. See you guys on Tuesday. We have the rest of the camp. We have State Representative C. Denise Marcel, and we have what district? Council District 1. Council District 1. All right. See you guys on Tuesday. Y'all have a good day. Thank you.